What's going on, everybody? Down South 77 here again, and this is 3 Star Draw. This is an adult collector channel where we are usually G.I. Joe classified centric, but every now and then we will show off some cool toys, some other stuff I like to pick up and add to my collection, show you guys along the way, and I got a pretty cool pickup yesterday. I had the Ecto-1 showed up, so I didn't actually pick it up. Hasbro delivered it. Oh, we always say pick up, but they brought it. Wouldn't it be cool if you could pick it up though? If you could just walk up there and get it. But no, not everybody lives across the street from Hasbro Inc. Like people like Woody Triple Deuce the figure addict. He just walks up to the door and is like, somebody come to the door and like, hey Lenny, you got any more of them Ecto ones? Y'all got any G.I. Joe figures you getting rid of today? We can't all do that. I'm just messing with Woody. Woody's a good dude, but he does live really close to Hasbro. So I got the Ecto-1. I ordered it, and I've been looking forward to this. I completely forgot about it, but I was really busy when I got the notification that it was coming out, and I just kind of glanced at it, and I saw Ecto-1 Plasma Series, and I was like, oh, sweet. Like, they're coming out with the Ecto-1 for the Plasma Series. Because I have wave one of the Ghostbuster figures I picked up for a really good price, and I haven't opened them yet. That's why I haven't done a video on them. But I saw this. I'm like, Plasma Series Ecto-1? Oh, yeah. And then I saw it was $59.99. I'm like, $59.99 for a 1/12 scale? Man, what are they even doing? This is going to make some of us G.I. Joe fans mad. But I went ahead and picked it up because I wanted it, because I got the figures. And it was later on when I got unbusy and went back to looking at it, because there's some really cool promo pictures for it, of course. And I got to reading the description and I was like, wait a minute. This is 1/18 scale. And the way they have it worded is kind of, I don't know. If you know it's 1/18 scale, you can see it, but if you don't and you look at it, it's worded kind of like somehow it can also work with 1/18 scale. It's very strange, but either way, I went ahead and I picked it up, and FedEx brought it yesterday. So this thing, when they announced it, the box is just amazing. I love this. I love the art on this box. So when they announced it, and I was kind of checking it out, and I went to add it to my cart, and it was a limit of 3. And I was still thinking it was 12th scale, and that line's kind of, probably not a lot left to that line. But that's the one I really like. I was like, limit of 3, man. They do that when they think something's gonna be hot. So I went ahead and I snagged one, and it was later I found out it was for 1/18 scale, which this is the Ecto for the O-Ring Ghostbusters that they're gonna be releasing next month, which is cool with me because you can't have those figures and not have the Ecto in my mind. Now, whether or not this was a intelligent decision on Hasbro's part releasing the Ecto before the figures, that's either going to be really good or really bad if we don't see any more of these. I mean, I guess it was really good for Hasbro because they eventually did sell out. They did not sell out immediately, but I bought mine within the first like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I know they were still available as late as Saturday because I was telling Aaron the Toy Enhancer about it, and I checked and it was still available. And I don't know if he ordered one or not, but it was still available at the time. And then when I checked the next time, which was a couple days, it was sold out. So it did sell out, limit of 3. Maybe I should have bought 3. I don't know who's buying 3/18 Ecto ones other than maybe flippers. So maybe I should have bought 3. So I'm not entirely sure if this one has been released before in this exact scale. I know there's the one like with the fright features that's made to go with those figures. I'm not even sure. I was thinking this was a repaint from Afterlife, and this is the 84 version. But I'm having trouble trying to find this exact one in this exact scale. I'm not sure if this is that car with different features and accessories. I think somebody had told me that this one was going to be that car, just changed a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure. But either way, if there has been an Afterlife version of this that's already been out, I don't have it. And if I had it, I'd wish it was this 1984 version. Not that Afterlife wasn't cool, but I mean, come on. You got 3 3/4 inch Ghostbusters. You gotta have the 1984 Ecto. So let's go ahead and take this bad boy out and check it out. I do love me some Ghostbusters. That is one of my favorite movies from when I was a kid. I don't know how many times I've actually seen Ghostbusters. It's got to be approaching Goonies and Empire Strikes Back levels. Those are probably the movies I have watched the most in my life. But this, I wanted to get a little bit of a better shot of this box here. It's the box is meant to look like one of their suits, right? It's really texture here. It's got stains all over it. Like if you look at the box the right way, it looks like the box is actually like it's dirty, like you got a dirty box. But you don't have a dirty box. You've got a pristine Ecto-1 box. So that's a little better, closer up, steady shot of it. Go ahead and bust it open, and we'll see what it looks like sliding out of the box. So get it out there. That's what it looks like as you whip it out. Of course, we've got this in there with it because Hasbro. I did actually want to mention that apparently when they packed this one up, it was packed by somebody who must be new at Hasbro, because it actually had 2 layers of the cheese grater paper on it, wrapped up nice and tight, and it was in an appropriately sized box to ship in. So I'm guessing that was a new Hasbro warehouse employee, and they're probably being written up right now for being inefficient and taking too much time to package an item. I try not to damage too much of my packaging. I don't know what it is. I'm probably going to throw this part away and keep the outer box, of course, because it's going to look good beside the stuff. I'm going to show you how it's packed up there. Yeah, I don't ever just rip this stuff apart. I don't know what it is. I can't bring myself to do it unless it's absolutely necessary. Again, if you don't have any of these angled snips for these things, so this is for you, Same Time Toys. He cut the tip of his finger off the other day opening up a toy and had to go to the ER. That's a complete exaggeration, but he did accidentally nick the end of it, and it did bleed. I'm sure it's more than healed up by now, but that's why I went from using an X-Acto, as I did in the very beginning, to using these, because they are so much better if they're going to make us use those plastic ties. So we got it out. Check it out. I mean, it looks nice. Hood don't open. That'd be cool if the hood opened, but it's got a lot of little cool detail on it. It's got these lenses. These actually look good. They're translucent blue. Y'all know I like me some translucent anything, but blue and green is my jam. Just looking at it stripped down like this, it's got some nice detail to it. The paint on it looks good. This is a 1959 Meteor Miller Hearse ambulance conversion. It's known as a 3-way. This thing originally would have had a slide out here. They nailed the back. Look at the back, man. It looks perfect. It's got the caddy bullet lights as we saw in the movie. And these actually are these? They look like those are actually those are translucent red tips. So kudos to Hasbro for putting that detail in there and not just painting this a different color red. That is actually translucent. Get a look. I like the detail on it, man. get a good look at the inside of it. It's got all kind of got little computer and stuff in there. Because this was going, we never really saw much of the inside of it in Ghostbusters. Like, I mean, we saw sliding the proton packs out, but we never saw like a lot of the that kind of stuff. I mean, it's actually painted. Little console in there. See in there on the right hand side of it. So far, I am impressed. How does that work? Okay, so that just okay that so that's on a little bit of a slider there. So that goes in. I can see that being maybe being some trouble down the road. Looks like it's got a tab on there that holds that on. I don't think that, you know, you'd be careful with it. I could see a kid breaking that pretty quickly though. And this, you know, they're trying to get the kids into Ghostbusters, and I think they're doing a good job because I see a lot of that stuff selling. Does this door open? I thought all 4 doors opened. Don't look like that one opens on that side. This one does. Maybe. I know this door's got to open. Does it not? Maybe this door doesn't open. That's kind of... I thought on the promo shots of this thing it had all 4 doors open. I'm going to have to look real quick. Okay, so the rear passenger door does open. It fits really, really, really tightly. So I took the tip of my knife and went in right there and popped it just a little bit to get it to open. Looks like this side over here on the driver does not open. So have my camera too low, but so you can see. So you got all of these that open up. I really like the look of this thing so far. So let's take a look at the accessories here. Comes with a lot of stuff to put on it. Does not appear to come with any instructions, and I've got issues with no instructions that I can see anywhere. So I got some issues with Hasbro with some of their instructional stuff. They're awful when they put them in there. So we got the roof rack. We'll take a look at that real quick. It's got all these gadgets on there that we really don't know what a lot of this stuff is. I mean, I'm sure if you are a hardcore Ghostbuster lore person and have read everything and whatever, you probably do, but I don't. So we got that. That's on the top of every surveyor's truck. It is down here. That's normally that would hold like a level. Plans, maybe some tools. So over here you got some bottles and some hoses going in. So pretty nice detail. I mean, it's not out of this world, but it's not bland by any means. So it looks like with that lens they did just go with the red paint on that. And this is actually not a lens. If you don't know, this is what an old-timey siren looks like, and that is vented there, or embossed, or whatever you want to say. It is. There's texture to it there. It's not just painted lines. So I think that looks pretty good. There's the ladder for it. Let's see how. So this just is going to snap on here. It's got 4 pegs. Goes on there nice and easy. And let's see, looks like the ladder hooks on to. Okay, so you got your spot there for the ladder to snap on. I was looking for something on the top for it to clip onto, but it just kind of bends down and kind of fits over the surveyor pole there. Let's see what else. Of course, we're going to look at that in a minute. We're going to take a look at the gurney and see if I can figure out where all this other stuff goes without trying to look it up. That's the fun part. Not really. I don't like that part one bit, but we're gonna do it today. So that goes in that side there, right? That can't go in there. That is way too. That is way too small. Looks like. All right, it does. You kind of. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not real thrilled with that. So it looks like those plug into the top. It's got two holes on the top there that plugs into. This thing is really flexible, so if you plug it into the top, it stays in a lot better. So I was wrong. It actually goes in there quite nicely, and as we know, that is what she said. So I'm looking at the back of the box here. See if I can find a better view of how to plug this thing in right here. So it goes back here somewhere. Goes on the side there. No. Looks like, is that slotted there? That looks like a tab. Looks like it goes right there. It clearly goes right there. Alright, well, now let me look and see where that little piece plugs in. Alright, that took a second to figure that out. I was trying to put it on the wrong side of the car. It's actually really simple. There is triangle slot. There is triangle base. You just plug that in and it actually fits in there as you can see very well. So I was looking at the antennas for a second and I was trying to figure out which ones go where, and then I realized that the slot ends are different. At first you're looking at it like I don't know which one goes into where, because it really doesn't tell anywhere, and it's kind of just looking at the pictures, it's kind of hard to see. So that one goes in, plugs in right there, and then it has the rectangular slotted in there, so you can plug that in. Need to take something and push that one in a little further, but it's in there pretty good. Well, it was till I said that. So I'll take something and I'll push that in, because it can go in a little further right there and clip into that spot. Then take this one over here, and you can see these are different. This is the roof antenna, and these are the same size, but the connections are different. So this round one, goes in on the side here. And this antenna just goes up, wherever, and it looks like it is made to go on the outside of the blue hose. It popped in there nicely doing that, so I'm going to tuck it in there under the light. And this door does not open on this side, so you don't have to worry about catching it and pulling it off with the door. And then this one, as we know, goes on the front. That one is harder to pop in, but it will go in there. I'll work on this one over here. So there's our antenna laid back over the car, and this one actually does have a little cannon that mounts up here, I guess for shooting at ghosts. Maybe it's remote control like the real vamp gun is supposed to be. Look. Oh no. Oh, so sad. I thought it had a port for blast effects. It does have a little indentation there, but anything's gonna fall out of there if you try to put that in. So that just goes in rather nicely there. And then we're going to look at what I think a lot of people are really considering the star of the show for this vehicle, and that is what we want. We want that slide out pack, that slide out gurney for the packs with the photo shoots. And it doesn't look like it has anything that clips it on or holds it in, but The wheels do actually roll. You can hear them roll. So I'm going to guess, I'm not really sure which way that the gurney is supposed to go in. It looks like this way because the packs are facing outward. So yeah, and these are the grab handles. So you can get the shot of it. There's not really anything there to stop it from rolling way back. But it does have these little grooves here to catch the wheels. So if you're playing with it heavy, it's going to come out. But if you're just doing that, I mean, look at that, man. Just slide them right out. And then the gurney does extend. Look at that. And I wonder how top heavy it's going to be. It might not be too bad because you're going to have 3 proton packs here and only 1 up front. All your weight's going to be centered back here. That might work out pretty nicely. And it does roll. These little wheels are rolling as I do that. I'm impressed with this thing so far. I'll get some Ghostbusters to put in there and check it out. I think it looks nice. I've seen a couple of people that don't like it. I don't know why. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, steering wheel does not really turn at all. Wheels don't turn, so it's definitely a Hasbro product. And I'm going to grab a couple of honorary Ghostbusters. These guys are the best of the best and the bravest of the brave, and they are the first ones that I grabbed when I reached in the gallon bag of Joe's. So we got, that is Venkman, and here's Ray, and here's Egon. And Egon is not holding on to any. Egon's not holding any proton packs. Egon probably could drive. He was in an unfortunate accident with a katana. And Egon don't really like to stand either. Check that out. And then we got Winston. So we got Winston here, and Winston with his tan sleeves. He laundry messed up when he needed to wash his uniform. So I'm gonna see if I can get these guys in there and just see what some 3 3/4 figures look like, and we'll see how that works out. And maybe I won't break any O-rings. All right, we got those guys in there. Got our honorary Ghostbusters coming to save the day. Got them in different spots for scale, so you can have somebody looking like they're climbing out of the car there. And there is room. That thing does have jump seats right there. So see if I can get Winston to sit down without breaking anything. Winston is a very old, brittle figure, and don't see Winston here a whole lot. And I really don't want to pop an O-ring, so it's going to be hard to get 2 of those guys. Winston, man, what do you know? There went, well, you know what? He's going to die soon anyway. Not Winston, but Doc. Ain't that about a bitch? So I guess if you did that to the other leg, he'd go in there really nicely. I'm worried about the O-ring. So he don't fit in there very well. You can see how much higher that seat is than the passenger seat and the front bench seats. I'm going to move that because that makes me sad. But hey, I knew the risks when I signed up. And then got him on the ladder, so you can have him climbing up the ladder for scale, so you can see how much taller this is. So the car does scale very nicely because all this stuff is going to be much taller than a figure with everything on there. You have him, he's pulling out the gurney. I tell you what, when you get some figures that are not 40 years old and stand up and not brittle, you're going to have a blast with this thing. So there is him to scale. I probably should have dug for figures that were a little newer with a little tighter joints, but hey, so there is a 3 3/4 with the gurney. So when you get the proton packs on it, that's going to look pretty sweet. There's going to be some pretty good photography that can be done with these figures when they come out and with this Ecto. And I hope mine is some of it. But if not, I'll just look at people that know what they're doing. And the front doors are similar. The side door is not as prominent, but on these hinges you do swing them and they flex. They do that. So you kind of want to swing them in and push them closed. So I'm very happy with this thing. If you're a Ghostbusters fan and you're planning on getting the 3 3/4 inch O-ring busters when they come in or come out, this thing is pretty much a must-have for the shelf or for photography or for whatever you want to do with it. I'm glad I went ahead and bought it, and I hope it comes back into stock. Don't pay eBay prices, because you know they saved some of this stock for when they drop the figures June 8th. So I would recommend waiting before you overpay for it. But it is worth the purchase price, to me at least. So guys, if you like this review, I appreciate it if you hit that like, that thumbs up, that subscribe, that share. I don't know how much Ghostbusters stuff I will have, but I will have the plasmas when I get them opened up, and I will have these guys whenever I get them in hand, because bam, there's the Ecto-1 waiting on them. Who you gonna call? Hasbro. I'll see you guys next time on 1, 2, 3 Star Draw.